guys, welcome back. I know I took a little bit of a break, but you know what? I needed it. I needed a little bit of a break, honestly. I think we all do from time to time. I personally have run into a little bit of creator's block, which I think can happen. I've been really cranking out a lot of content lately, and I think my brain and body just said, let's calm down for a minute, get ourselves together, and give ourselves a little rest. So that's exactly what I did. But I am back today, and what I have for you is something, in my opinion, very, very exciting. I just did a huge eBay / thrifting haul. It's one of the best to date that I've ever done in my life. I really lucked out on some A+ 90s products. Actually, there's a few of them that are from the 80s. So I thought, you know what? This is the best thing I could possibly share with my audience because I know you guys are going to be just as stoked as I was to actually see these up close. We'll talk about them a little bit. I'm going to be fully transparent and actually tell you how much money I dropped on this shit. It's one of them I'm honestly embarrassed. But you know what? It's not going to stop me from telling my story. It's not going to stop my journey. I'm going to keep doing this shit for you guys and for myself because it's always a little space on my shelf for some more knickknacks and paddywhacks. But let's not waste any time. Let's get into it. I've got 6 things that I'm going to walk you through and show off a little bit because I'm super excited. I am going to save the best for last. We're going to start out, honestly, with one that I feel like not a whole lot of people are going to be stoked for. I kind of was, but in a way, I never really used this. My first object, we'll try not to get the glare on his bald ass head. This is a Woolly Willy board. Now, this baby is from 1992. This was $2 at a local thrift store. I was like, what? I snatched that shit up so fast. The person checking me out was just like, because there's expensive stuff in there. There's pottery and, furniture and everything. And I literally grabbed the Woolly Willy out of a dusty little child's toy bin. But I mean, as you can see here, we used to get these things in the grocery store all the time. I feel like these bad boys were so cheap. This was something, though, I feel like that you would get if they were out of the good stuff, if they were out of the little plastic bubbles that you could blow, or if they were out of the little nail tips that you could buy, the little plastic ones, pop on each nail. This was something that was kind of I guess I'll get it, But Woolly Willy here comes with basically a little collection of magnetic dots. I don't know what they are. And we'll zoom in on Woolly Willy a little bit here. Yeah, it's basically just little grains of sand, and he's got a little tiny magnetic stick here that he comes with. You can see the back. These are all of the suggestions of things that you can do with Woolly Willy's hair or his stubble. I have never been able to do anything more than a very messy goatee with Woolly Willy. He is actually very difficult to work with. So basically, the whole idea here, you got your little magnetic stick, and we're just going to take some of that stuff. Okay, we got to hold him flat, guys. This isn't, you know what? I'm actually going to take a little video with my iPhone while I do this. How about that? So you can see what the dealio is. So as you can see here, let's get all that, Jesus Christ. Let's get all that fuzz out of his face. You gotta kind of get everything down here at the bottom. I think that that's the best way to do it. And then you just sort of take little bits of it and just kind of, I guess, put it where you need it to go. Now, I don't know how to disconnect the actual, do you know what I mean? I don't want his beard to be connected to the bottom of this, but I don't know how to, disconnect right there. We're definitely going to cover up that wide jawline, maybe slim Woolly Willy down a little bit. Not that he's not beautiful the way that he is, because he is. Oh, here we go. There's a little natural separation here going on. So yeah, you can see we can just give Woolly Willy a nice little beard. Maybe we could take some of this other stuff here and give him some bangs. He looks like Friar Tuck. That's really all you can do with Woolly Willy, honestly. It's kind of a bust. Not the most fun thing in the world. But still, very much, we'll just shake him off. We're going to put his little thing back here. But yes, like I said, this is from 1992. Like I said, I don't really know what the value of this was in 1992, but I know it wasn't over $5. And the fact that I paid $2 for it now is probably about right. Now, moving on, my next item, something that I'm also very excited about. This is something that I grabbed the other day while I was at a local bookstore. It's called Ed McKay's, or McKay's, I think. It's basically just like used books, video games, movies, DVDs, things like that. And I always check out the young adults section because I'm always looking for Fear Street books. Those are something that I collect. Anything R.L. Stine, honestly. Goosebumps, Christopher Pike novels, any of those like young adult trash novels from the 80s, late 80s, early 90s are just my favorite thing in the world to read. I still read them. They always have the best artwork on the covers too. But this time I scored on a little Goosebumps collection. Now I got five Goosebumps books. Now these were each $3, so honestly, I feel like that's not a bad price. $15 for 5 Goosebumps books, I feel like now in 2021 is not a terrible deal. Now I will say, and you can even really see just looking at them like this, these 3 right here, the more yellowed ones, they're the original copies. So these are from, let's just take a peek-see here. I love a good yellowed page. Yeah. Copyright 1994. These right here, though, are definitely like newer versions. They don't have the textured writing on them like this one does. This one, I don't know if you can really tell, but it's almost like very textured. It's got the little like on the Goosebumps. And I just love these. I love these books so much. They used to scare the shit out of me when I was a child. But you can see the pages are very crisp. They're very flexible. These right here, when you open them, they're almost like a little bit harder to open. They have a little bit of like a crinkle on the inside near the spine of the book. Books have personality. Don't ever let anyone tell you that they don't. But the copies that I got, One Day at Horrorland, Welcome to Dead House, my absolute favorite, The Haunted Mask. This was the very, very first one that I ever read, and I remember it terrified me. And when they made the series, the actual like Goosebumps series, I feel like that was one of the first episodes, and watching it was just like, oh my God, like that come to life. I also got The Scarecrow Walks at Midnight, another terrifying rendition of things that can happen in a cornfield when unsupervised. And then, last but not least, Say Cheese and Die. This one was really good, and I feel like out of all of these, this artwork right here is one of the most, come on Glare, get the hell out of here. This is one of the most iconic covers of Goosebumps in my opinion. But yeah, $15 for these 5 to add to my collection. Absolutely worth it. 10 out of 10 would do again. Now it's time to take a sip of water because I'm like really thirsty. Next, this is something that I have been searching for on eBay. This was an eBay purchase. This was an eBay purchase that I just made a little note. It was $32.08, including shipping, so it was a little bit pricier, but when you see, you will understand. This was one of the most affordable versions, or listings rather, of this item that I've seen in the year and a half that I've been searching for this. Now, I didn't get the exact scent of this that I wanted, but I still got a really yummy one. This is the Stylin' Strawberry Roll-On Glitter, the art stuff from Bath & Body Works. I feel like this is the holy grail of all roll-on glitters, body glitters, anything that we had. I want to say these launched maybe in the late 90s. Maybe it was 99, somewhere around that time. I'd have to definitely like do a little fact checking and see. But I know that it's very much early 2000s. Everything about this screams early 2000s, very like holographic glitter. The scent is just like, oh my God. And I'm not going to lie, this was actually, you can even see like on the side, when I purchased this, it was sealed. So it was brand new. But of course I ripped that sucker open because we're here for a good time, not a long time. And I was a little scared at first to smell it, I'm not going to lie, because I have some L'Oreal Kids shampoos there's one of them in particular that is like probably 20 some years old. And when I tell you it smells like just pure mold and mildew, and it got me one time when I smelled it, made me about throw up. But This one, I took a little sniff, and I am so pleased to say this still smells fantastic. This one is the Style and Strawberry. And when I tell you it smells like strawberry, it smells like strawberry jam. I haven't actually applied it to my physical body yet, but there's no time like the present. Now with these were really cool because you basically could just just pop these bad boys on wherever you wanted them to go. It's still a little, let's see. Okay, all right. Now I don't know if you can really see the difference between where it's just wet and the actual glitter. You can see that glitter. Ooh, oh, you can see that glitter. Okay, see, but now that we've kicked it up a little bit and we rolled a little bit on, I feel like you can kind of tell like a little hint of maybe a little bit of mildew. Worth it? Yeah. Would I do it again? Hell yeah. I used to literally, I would take this out of my backpack, especially I remember very vividly in science class for some reason. I don't know. Probably because my crush was in science class and I wanted to show off. I would take this and just like, just everywhere. Probably even on my face. Just roll it on there. And it's almost like a mating dance of sorts where you just kind of make yourself more attractive to the opposite sex. When the light hits, it kind of dances off of everything. But the flavor, going back to the one that I originally wanted, I wanted Blazing Blueberry. I feel like Blazing Blueberry is the one that we remember most. It was just yummy and blue and very, very sweet. But Style and Strawberry had to do. Hopefully one day I will still be able to find the Blazing Blueberry. I have a constant search on eBay that is saved that I keep on there for Blazing Blueberry. Fingers crossed. All I keep getting are like ads for the lotion, and I'm not trying to buy like a 20-some-year-old lotion. I don't know what the difference is really between that and a body glitter, but there just is. There just is. Next up, this is a really, really fun one. This was something that I found at, once again, at McKay's, the used bookstore in my city. I do live in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, by the way, but there's also one in Greensboro, which is the one that I found it at, I believe. So not only do they sell used books, DVDs, movies, records, all that kind of stuff, they've started selling used board games. And so this brings me to the little gem that I found last weekend when I was there. Technically, I didn't find it, my boyfriend did. And thank God he did, because I would have just like glazed over and not even seen it. But he pointed it out and he was like, you need to get this. For what? I don't know. Are we ever going to play it? Probably not. But let me present to you Clarissa Explains It All. This is the Clarissa Explains It All board game. This was from, I had to look it up, 1994. I never actually knew that this existed, but thank God it did. You can see even like the print on here. Get that glare out of here. We've got that classic Nickelodeon logo. On the back, you can see, I haven't actually looked at how to play this since I got it the other day. But it's got some of the directions. It's got an actual like picture of the board itself. I feel like we should honestly, let's just take a look inside. Let's take a little peek and see. This is ages 8 and up, so we're right on track. Okay, see, these are some big ass game instructions. There's a lot of instructions. My ADHD might not allow me to actually, oh my goodness. Something about like creating your own list. So apparently there's some listing involved here. There is nothing organized in here whatsoever. We do have the actual board game itself. I actually really need to like look into this a little bit more and learn how to play, because I feel like it would kind of be fun. However, I grew up an only child. So although I did have a stepbrother and stepsister, I had cousins that I would play with and they would come to visit. But like most of the time I was completely by myself. And that meant, because I loved board games, that meant playing board games by myself. I would literally be like 2 players. I'd be playing Sorry and I'd be on one side and my other imaginary player would be on the other. I'd play both sides. It was really, really sad. Sometimes I could convince my grandma to play with me, or maybe convince my mom, but they were like, girl, we do not have time for that. Yeah, this has got to have something to do with her driver's license, because look at all it's fine. Look at all the keys, little car keys. I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know. I'm going to have to go through this and read it a little bit more, and maybe throw it back to when I was a kid and play this game by myself, or force my boyfriend to play with me, or even better yet, force his 8-year-old to play with both of us. But yeah, overall, super cute find. I honestly love this just for the actual like board itself and the container, like the box that the board game came in. The box that the board game came in is honestly artwork. In my opinion, I would put that on the wall. So $9, definitely, I feel really good about that purchase. Last but not least, the last items that I purchased, these are from eBay. I got these about like a week or so ago. They are the most expensive. I spent the most money on this, but I promise when you see it, you'll understand. I am 100% proud to say these are from 1986. I was 3 years old when these came out, apparently. Let me just show you. I am talking about none other than the McDonald's Halloween pails. These right here, I was so stoked to find these on eBay, you guys. I've been looking for these for a long time. Now, it was probably not the smartest move to get these right before Halloween. Well, we're almost near that time. All three of these, including shipping, I got the little ghost, the pumpkin, and then we got the little witch. All three of these with shipping, it was $71.69. I know that sounds like a big chunk of change, but I will say these are, especially with them being from 86, I feel really good about that. I feel like that was a good purchase, and I'm going to keep these up all year round. These are not just going to be for Halloween. I did check the bottom. This one does say copyright 1986. This one also 1986, the McGoblin. And then this one as well, 1986. Now, my only bit of confusion came from the fact that I was Googling to see like exactly when the first McDonald's pails came out. It was 1986 when they first launched the Halloween pails. However, the only information that I could find was that it was basically 3 pumpkins that came out in 86. I didn't see anything about the witch coming out then, or even the ghost coming out then. So the only thing I could think of was that maybe the copyright on here just refers to like the Halloween pails themselves. This could have maybe been from another year when they relaunched, because I know they relaunched all through the 90s. I'm not really sure. If anybody has any insights on that, I would appreciate it for sure. But my only other kind of concern that made me a little bit sad, this one right here, which was honestly like my favorite. I love the fact that it glowed in the dark. Right here. Look at, oh, she's broken. It didn't say that in the listing. I was a little bit salty about it, but also like not salty enough to get rid of it, because I feel like I can glue it back or fix it or whatever. It's not a huge deal. But I feel like every kid from this time period knew how amazing it was to get a Happy Meal and just like open up your Happy Meal, because it would come in this, and you'd have like your little cheeseburger, you'd have your fries, you'd probably have an orange drink on the side, because they had that orange high C that was so legit. I think it was just called like orange drink, and it was just the best moment ever. Oh my god. And I feel like it was a huge flex to actually have these little pails to go trick-or-treating with. I know that I feel like I had the little Frankenstein when I was little. I remember having that. Or maybe even a ghost too. But these I feel like were the number one purchase that I made, and I was so happy to have them. So I regret nothing spending $72 on them, essentially. But that's pretty much it for now, guys. I thank you so much for walking through this little thrift/eBay haul with me. If you guys want to see me do more of these, just let me know in the comments below, because I personally really enjoy this. I love thrifting in general. I love looking for items and toys and just any kind of thing that reminds me of my childhood. I love collecting them. and it's something that I'm constantly looking for and doing. So I would love to share more of this with you guys. But let me know what you think down below. Let me know if you have any suggestions for other videos that you want to see. And that's pretty much it. I love you guys so much. See you next time.